have all the numbers and all that right now. But man, defense, when it counted, you stepped your up and you made it. Offense, 500.
Yo, what's up? It's Chris Simms. It's Chris Simms Unbuttoned. I'm back with my buddy. It's Devin McCourty on a Sunday night in Pittsburgh. Our first real football weather podcast right here. As you can see, if you're watching, Devin's got a hat on. I got the gloves by us. We're sitting right outside Pittsburgh Stadium. Steelers are in the lead. Packers, in the lead right now. Tucker Kraft going off on National Tight End Day.
Monster night tonight.
Like one of the best tight ends in football right now. We were actually just having the conversation. Like, who are the best tight ends in the sport right now?
I think we came up with 3. We were talking about Tyler Warren.
Right.
And we actually forgot about Brock Bowers.
Because he's been out of sight, out of mind.
Trey
McBride.
Right. Yep.
Right. And then Tucker Kraft. It's kind of a new age, a new era at the tight end position. But I hope everybody's good. Congrats to Aaron Glenn and the Jets. You know we're going to hit that. That was a big win for them today. Way to go, Justin Fields. He shoves it right up the owner's ass this week with those comments. So that was really cool to see, too.
I like that.
Man, hey, we're here. We keep it real on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Everybody knows that. We're going to hit every game. We'll take a few questions, right? But it's big picture, right? Week 8. AFC dominating. 6-0 in all matchups against the NFC. Currently is the best since 1970 an AFC or NFC has had in a certain weekend, right? Entering the weekend, the NFC was winning the battle against the AFC 25-13, but they closed the gap today.
You know, I've never paid attention to that, like within a season, and I do wonder, though, when we break it down, does that like have anything to do with like who the Super Bowl champion is of which conference wins
I don't
more?
think it really does.
Yeah.
And today, I think the AFC got a little lucky with their matchups too. If I just had to look at it overall, let's not forget we talked about earlier. 3 of the best NFC teams aren't even playing today: the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Lions. But regardless, props to the AFC. Do you always root for the AFC in the Pro Bowl? Like growing up, I always rooted for the NFC. My dad was an NFC player.
Yeah,
you feel
end up doing that because, and you end up knowing more people because you're just playing them time after time.
Right.
So, yeah, I do find myself, like, rooting for the AFC when it comes to certain.
Yeah, I think it's natural. I'm an NFC guy. I kind of root for the NFC.
I feel like I know them more.
Right. You know the rivalries. You're into that more. All right. Let's start one with, let's go out west. Broncos, Cowboys. Broncos, obviously, AFC team that whoops the crap out of the Cowboys. Broncos just had their way with the the Dallas Cowboys today. We saw Dallas come out early on, make some plays on the offensive side of the ball, but honestly, felt like Denver's defense did a pretty good job overall against one of the more explosive offenses in all of football. And, man, Denver's offense stayed hot from last week.
Yeah, and I think this is the problem with the formula the Dallas Cowboys have been living by, right? We're going to play okay defense against the bad teams. We're going to be terrible against the good teams. But Dak Prescott and that offense, they're going to be phenomenal. We're going to outscore. Well, there's a problem when you run against a good defense. When you play against a Denver Broncos defense who specialize in getting after the passer, so now you're like, hey, we got to establish the run game. But then when your defense doesn't hold up, the game becomes one-dimensional, and now you're trying to play into Denver's hands. So I think we saw the Cowboys, we used to say this in New England, it catches up to you when it catches up to you, and their formula and their style of play, that doesn't match up well against Denver, and they showed that today.
I don't know if it's going to match up against any of the elite teams in football, right? Now, I thought they'd have more success on the offensive side of the ball than they did today. I kind of went into the game going, nobody really stops Dallas, right? Like, if you told them to 27, you're like, that's a good day right there. But I was impressed with what Denver did today. And, of course, we know they got the corners on the outside that can cover man-to-man and be trusted there. But ultimately, it's back to the same old problems in Dallas. You just can't put the pressure on Dak Prescott and the 2 receivers and Javonte Williams week after week after week like you're saying. It's just not fair. The defense doesn't even show up, gets obliterated in the game today. Bo Nix has his way. We see the running game explode early on. R.J. Harvey, then it goes to J.K. Dobbins. We see so many completions with Bo Nix where you go, where is the defense? What's going on there? So I don't expect anything to get fixed from Dallas. That's where I laugh when they go, well, they might trade for a defensive player. You're not one defensive player away. You're like 5 defensive players away. So don't make that trade. And, yeah, this is what they are this year. They're going to have to try to win through the offense.
It goes back to when you're establishing a team and a culture, you build that through the offseason, through training camp. So we talked about it opening night in Philadelphia. Dallas consumed headlines with all of the Micah Parsons stuff. So now, yes, they have good moments because their quarterback, and I get it, he doesn't get a ton of love from everybody.
Right.
He's that good.
Yeah, right.
That he can go out there and he can take over a game and dominate a game, but you can't do that week in, week out, and we've seen that. And now I think once you start getting this part of the season where these teams will start to separate, you're going to keep seeing who's going to keep building, who's going to get better and better. And it looks like Denver, you said it during Football Night in America, we haven't even seen Denver play their best offense yet.
Right.
And look what they did to a Dallas Cowboys team.
That's what it feels like. I'm interested to see if Denver can keep this hot hand going. Yep. 77 points in the last 5 quarters when you count, of course, the fourth quarter last week against the New York Giants. But I do expect it. The running game's been consistent all year long. I got faith in Sean Payton and Bo Nix that they'll continue to find the right formula for their passing game. I think Denver's for real, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you do too. I'm not trying to make any grandiose
the AFC
statement
West is
there,
for real,
right?
The Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos, those are going to be
Definitely.
tough outs. Like it's going to be interesting how it all plays out down the stretch when you have, that's what's fun about football, when they change the schedule a little bit so we get those divisional games at the end that decide who wins the division.
At Plug and Play 16 says Sean Payton took the training wheels off of Nix early, less screens, stayed consistent with the running game, more aggressive passing plays. Thought Sean was in his bag today. I would agree with that.
He listens to you a lot. Whenever I hear took the training wheels off, I was like, that's a Simms specialty.
Saying, for sure, no question. No question. And I do think they came out with an aggressive mindset, but also Plug and Play. I think you'd agree with this. It's easy to come out aggressive against Dallas because you just go, oh my gosh, there's so many plays to be had there. So you attack right away. J.K. Dobbins, big day. We saw R.J. Harvey once again show up. They need him. My big thing with Denver, and I'll continue to say it, is they need one more playmaker on the offensive side of the ball. We know Cortland Sutton's that guy, right? We know the run game's consistent, but successful, scary offenses have multiple guys that can make big plays in certain times. I don't know if I feel that way about Denver yet.
And they're tiptoeing there, right?
Right.
We got Mims. Franklin's been a big part.
Right. They have these moments.
You would love to see Evan Ingram take advantage of some more matchups, the type of tight end he is.
Exactly right.
But I agree with you. It's not a consistent of we know we can count on these groups of players to go out there and produce.
Yep. All right, next game. Texans 49ers. I mean.
You were shocked.
I was shocked. I thought this was going to be like a 13-10, 16-13 type game. If you would have told me that C.J. Stroud was going to have the best day of his season against the 49er defense and the way that the Texans have looked on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, first off, to use at Plug and Play's language there, I mean, they were in the bag all day long as far as the Texans offense. It's like, this is one angle I was mad I didn't maybe come up with thinking about the game during the week, right? 2 familiar coaches. They know each other. Does DeMeco Ryans go over to the offensive side of the ball and go, hey, Salah's doing this and this and this, and this is why he's doing it. If you do this, this will give him problems. I just got to think that happened to a degree because of how many wide open people we saw in the Texans pass game, which we haven't seen all year.
And I agree with you, especially because look, Salah could do the same thing with DeMeco Ryans, but the difference is Houston still has the guys.
Exactly.
It's not all scheme. Like, you still got to block Will Anderson Jr.
Right.
You got to block Daniil Hunter. You got to get open against Stingley.
Derek Stingley.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where the 49ers, with the injuries they have on defense, when you start to attack the scheme, some of those guys, and no knock on them, they just can't make up the difference. They don't have that level with Fred Warner out, with Bosa out. So I think when you see that, you're like, yeah, they definitely walked over, and that's what I've always loved about the NFL. Yes, you have great friendships and relationships. We need to win.
Yeah.
Like, that's what matters the most. Salah give you a hug, all of that.
Yeah.
But we got to get this win, and that's what they did. And, again, I think it showed up in so many different facets for Houston because when you're not playing at a high level or you're only playing at a high level on defense, it's very easy to walk away from that game against Seattle and say, hey, man, like, we scored on defense. We forced 4 takeaways.
Yeah, like, what the fuck offense?
It's easy to have a chippy practice on Wednesday, like, man, F these guys. But, again, they continue to play, and that's leadership. That's the head coach. That's the leaders on the team deciding, hey, we're going to still go out there and play the right way and get a win.
I'm not going to give up on the Texans yet. I mean, again, the offense is work in progress.
Yeah.
But, hey, ran the ball a little bit today. I am still one that'll sit here and go, C.J. Stroud is not the problem at all in the Houston Texans for me. Again, we saw people open today. When people are open, he hits it. He makes plays.
He missed a few. He's human.
He did.
But yeah,
there was one or two today where we were like, man, C.J. Stroud never misses that. But we can't complain too much when you go 30 for 39 for 319. I think the other thing to talk about, too, the Houston defense, like you said, the amount of guys and players they have, it just never really felt like the 49ers got off at all today. Couldn't run the ball at all. If you become one-dimensional against Houston, forget about it. I've been saying for the last few weeks, Houston's defense is almost good enough to where you feel like they can win the game by themselves, like they almost did last Monday night. They're that type of team. But, damn, the 49ers' run game struggles continue. We know they're not dangerous in the pass game. Mac Jones was hit a lot today. Certainly didn't have people open that way. And Houston has a big win at home, gets back on the winning record.
All we have to say for that game, time of possession, Houston 41 minutes, and San Francisco 18 minutes.
It started that way from the get-go. 49ers couldn't get off the field. Every scoring drive from the Houston Texans was 9 plays or more. And the first drive of the game, like you just said, was 16 plays, 57 yards, and almost 10 minutes. That really was the story of the day. But again, Houston, hope for them. I'm not sold that they're fixed here. We got to see them consistently still run the ball, and can they get people open on a week-to-week basis? And we know the 49ers are a banged-up football team. All right, good win for Houston. Let's go to the next game.
We got, what is that, Baltimore, Chicago.
Baltimore, Chicago.
And everything we heard about Baltimore coming out, between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was like, what's going on there? And I know everybody's talking about, coming off the NBA, but I think for me the thing that stuck out was, okay, Lamar Jackson fully participated as a scout team quarterback, but he's not going to play in the game. Why? Why would he take every scout team rep and not? That was the thing. That's the preseason where you take the scout team reps and you don't play. So but again, credit to them of saying all that happened, but we're still going to go get a win against Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, must win. Off a bye week, defense did look better. They stayed consistent with running the football, even though it wasn't always pretty, and did that. Huntley was very good. They had a nice little game plan. Didn't ask him to do too much. You could tell the pass plays were somewhat simple, but he went to the right place with the ball when he had to. He scrambled, made a few plays with his legs, made a few plays behind the line of scrimmage, and found people open down the field. Yeah, it was a good win for the Baltimore Ravens. And back to what you said, too. One, I never bought he was going to play this week. I was kind of saying that on PFT. When you're limited on limited means you did nothing except you came out for quarterback, stretch, and a little bit of a walkthrough period, right? That when I heard that Wednesday and Thursday, and then to your point, when I heard on Friday, he was a full participant. I was like, wow, okay, I guess I was wrong. He's good. I guess he's going to play. But as we know, with the NBA and all that stuff that's going on right now, the NFL ain't going to let this slide. I think Baltimore's going to get in trouble for this one. Whether it was an honest mistake or not, the NFL is going to have to look like they're not going to let stuff like this slide in the current environment. I think that's going to be a big thing. Baltimore, we know they still got issues. Chicago today, Chicago in the red zone issues. Caleb Williams, I still don't think at times trusts the offense or the system. He has his moments of just wanting to make a play or not throwing a ball on rhythm. We talked about it a little there. They couldn't get the run game going either, right? So all in all, Baltimore controlled the football game. There was chances for Chicago to take it or at least like swing momentum their way, but they didn't do it. Baltimore wins the football game 30-16. Good for them. They're off the schneid, and we'll see if they can do anything here in the coming week.
We got Daniel Kunimoto?
Join the party here.
Kunimoto.
Yeah,
okay. My bad. My bad, Kunimoto. I like Are the Ravens back? Are you ready to say?
No, I'm not, but I don't think the Ravens are going to die out here. The Ravens are going to fight. I do. And then Lamar is back this week. That'll bring another jolt to the football team.
Thursday night in Miami.
At Miami, right, to where you feel like, hey, if they play their game with a healthy Lamar, you'd hope they can win that football game. They got some games that are winnable here to where I go, they can get back in the fight. Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, but we know the Steelers are beatable. And then after that's the Bengals again. So there's a place here where you could go, hey, we're sitting here and they're 7-5 another 5-6 weeks from now now.
Won't be pretty, but they'll get to the
They'll get it done. They'll get it done. We'll see if they can make the right adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. I think today was a good start. All right, let's go to the bludgeoning in Carolina. The bludgeoning. And another one, I mean, the 1 o'clock window today, we saw some dominant performances.
Yeah, we did.
If you would have told me today that the Buffalo Bills were just going to smash it down the throat of the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers weren't going to be the team that could run the football and do that. Again, I picked Buffalo to win, but did I think they would win 40-9 the way they did? Absolutely not. James Cook was the star of the day, over 200 yards rushing, and then some bad turnovers by Andy Dalton and Carolina kind of set the game up for Buffalo to play the way they want to play.
That was a difference for me.
think so.
And we talked about it early in the game. One of the things that stuck out for you said it first. It's like, man, Josh Allen really hasn't hit his back foot one time and thrown a ball. So, hey, check, Carolina, Josh Allen off rhythm, scrambling, trying to make plays. All right, we like that. All right, we're shutting down the guys. James Cook's not killing us too bad. Next thing you know, Epinesa gets an interception. Then you get another. Then it starts to spiral. Now you're like, we want to stick with the run because Rico.
But we can.
Rico averaged almost 7 yards a carry, but now we got to get out of that. Now they're able to rush. They're able to do things. All right, now James Cook is cooking, and it got all the way from him. Again, we talked about this during the game. I am not a fan of some of these backup quarterbacks, guys that have been starters. They've done it for a long time. And you have these young quarterbacks. You just have these old veterans that, hey, we're going to call on them because we trust them.
Yeah, they know the playbook. They can get us out of the huddle.
Yeah, like
but they
Andy
don't make
Dalton
plays
hasn't been
for
hit
you.
Since the preseason. Now you throw him out there.
Right.
He's around my age. Like I'm just not a fan of that. I love having the veterans in the room, but I still think you want to have somebody else, a younger guy you're trying to mold as a backup to go in there and play because just couldn't get anything going.
Nothing
today.
going. Couldn't make any plays in the pass game. You brought up the Epinesa interception where he turns it down to the 1 yard line. It was a huge moment. Hey, how about early in the game? This is where it all flipped. I mean, Buffalo goes down and gets a field goal. Carolina is answering back. They drive down. They're in field goal range. Andy Dalton runs out of the pocket and gets stripped. Remember?
Yep.
He loses the ball.
Yep.
Right? So that kind of started the snowball effect in this football game where they had to keep up. Now, I got to give some props to Buffalo. I do. I'm not a huge Buffalo fan. I know you're not as hot on them as everybody else either. I'm probably colder than most. But I still can't deny bye week, coming out, playing the way they did. I got to give props to Sean McDermott. They obviously went back to the lab with a pen and the pad and tried to get this damn label off. All right? Did you pick that up?
Yeah, okay. I like that.
All
I like that.
I drop that every now and then. Okay? It's one of the 5 rap lines I can remember on the fly doing a show. All right, but within all that, Bills defense, I still want to see more. I'm not sold on it. This game went the way they wanted to today. And they never got into hey, they want to play with the lead, like you said, and now they can play all these crazy McDermott coverages and disguises, and they're in control that way. But James Cook was phenomenal, and we just saw an underwhelming performance by Carolina's defense. I think that's what I was shocked. Carolina's defense.
Games we were impressed by this team.
It's a top 10 defense. They've been one of the better run-stopping units in football. I think and then Khalil Shakir catches a ball to start the second half.
5-yard pass.
5-yard stick route. Boom, touchdown. So good job by Buffalo. Yeah, Carolina, they need Bryce Young back. I'm shocked I'm saying that to that extent, but I'm saying it. Because, his movement and his few little plays that he delivers are a big difference maker for the Carolina Panthers football team. Good win for Buffalo. They're 5-2 off the bye, and Sean McDermott continues to stay undefeated off the bye. 8-0.
I love that because coming off the bye, that means you're going deep into self-scout.
Definitely.
We have to get better,
right?
And that's what they do in the bye. That's the only way you have that kind of record coming off the bye week. You're doing that each and every time. You have time to go back and review the film.
Yeah, no, and I think he's like that. Where they looked like they had a few new run plays to me on the offensive side of the ball.
No pride. Throw it all out the window. I don't care how much I love this. The film shows it sucks. Get it out.
Yeah, right.
I love that.
Yeah, way to go, Buffalo. All right. We're going to take a little break. After this, we'll be back. We're going to talk about the Jets and Aaron Glenn. Big win in Cincinnati. We'll see you in a few minutes right after this. All right. It's time for Give Me the Headlines presented by Hyundai. And the Jets, it's not just end the season anymore.
Yeah.
They got something to talk about here. And I've been hard working in the lab tonight. trying to figure out. First off, I'm having fun with the people behind us, all right? We got a lot of people yelling a lot of crazy stuff here. And a lot of crazy shirts, and I've seen a few other banners. But Jets defeat the Bengals 39-38. First and Glenn, baby.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Really good.
First and Glenn. Way to go.
He needed it.
He did need it. I mean, Aaron Glenn was feeling the pressure in New York. How could he not? I mean, with the lack of passing game, the defense has had moments of not being good. They've mismanaged certain situations. I mean, in this game here, they were facing it and in trouble a number of times throughout the football game. Down 24-13. Battle back, down 31-16. Come down, answer the bell again, score a touchdown, 2-point conversion. By far, Justin Fields' best performance as a Jet, right? I mean, actually made a number of impressive throws today without Garrett Wilson even being in the lineup.
I loved it because this team, you don't just go get your first win. If you didn't believe in your coach, it was there.
Yeah.
The owner bashes the starting quarterback, who I think when we heard that, we're like, all right, well, Tyrod Taylor's getting the start. And they're like, wait, Woody, you might want to check the injury report. Call somebody there. He's not going to play this week. And then you go down like you just spoke about in a game, and they just kept plugging away, kept fighting. And that, to me, shows belief in the guy that's your head coach. Because now in the National Football League, everyone knows when you don't win, people lose jobs, players and coaches. So if you like a coach, you play your butt off to go get a win. And I think for the Jets, maybe this is something you just sometimes need a good feeling in your building.
That's
right.
You
don't need to come back on a Monday and like, all right, here we go again. Like,
damn, right.
You get to come back, celebrate. The people that work in the building get to smile and be happy. Like that kind of happiness, I think, can take your team. All right, now we'll get ready for the next, and we'll do it again. So I thought that was big for Aaron Glenn.
Takes the pressure off. Lets the coaches, everybody, like, you know, go back, be creative.
Yeah.
Right. To the thing, I think you kind of, they were going for it today. Mm-hmm. That's what jumped out to me. To go for the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
Right. To kind of set that off and make it 38-32. To call a halfback pass, which might have not been the greatest call ever, but it's still gutsy.
We'll give credit because it worked.
It worked. And for Breece Hall's credit, I do think he saw DJ Turner's back turn, and he went, I think I could throw it up and be okay. That's a quarterback type play.
I heard Aaron Rodgers talk about this last year. The back's turned to me. I'd throw it.
No doubt. Breece Hall continues to be a difference maker and one of the most explosive running backs in football. Yeah. I don't think they're going to trade Breece Hall. I'd be surprised of that. You see the Bengals with their defense, they still got issues. It was the Jets defense that made some late game stops, finally in a game where there was not a lot of stops at all, that gave the Jets the chance to come back being down 38-24 to go get 2 scores.
What we expect from the Jets defense.
Well, it's what we expect. Their pass defense has been a pain in the ass. They had problems with the run again today. I mean, that was apparent. Bengals ran for, 181 yards. But we didn't see Jamar Chase go off. I could deal with 12 for 91. Right?
Yep.
You got 12 catches, but no backbreakers.
Targets,
right.
And you didn't let T. Higgins go off.
And you had T. Higgins one play. One play, they throw a go route on the right sideline. The Jets' pass defense continues to be a real pain in the ass. I said this to you earlier in the day, because I don't know if I gave it its credit earlier in the season, but as I was kind of breaking them down last week and just looking at it, I'm going, man, they played some good offenses, some good quarterbacks, and nobody's had their way with their pass defense.
And now it'll be interesting, too, going forward, if the offense can actually score some points, because I'm the biggest advocate of this, of when you play a team whose offense is so inept, sometimes your defense benefits because the other team's like, hey.
Yeah, let's not be too aggressive. Let's not be crazy. That's a great point by you. They're going to be in good
position. Let's not force it.
Right.
They're not going to score like the Denver Jets game that we watched a couple weeks ago. It was one of the ugliest games to watch, but I do think Denver was like, listen, let's not, hey, Bo, let's keep you calm. Let's not do anything crazy and go lose a game on offense when we can easily win by just not messing it up.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. At Israel DMS7, do Jets fans have a reason to believe in Aaron Glenn and Fields now? Hey, it's a positive. I'm not going to say believe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I believe in Justin Fields quite yet. I'm not. That was a good start. I respect Justin Fields a lot. I want him to do well.
Yes.
That's for real. I think he's a great guy. He competes his ass off. He's tough as hell. That's the one thing you can never deny about Justin Fields. I mean, he brings it, puts his body in harm. But no, I'd like to see a little bit more. It's been 7 weeks of a lot of dumb crap from the New York Jets, so I'm not ready to say they've righted the ship quite yet.
I would say, Jets fans, let's just be happy.
Yeah,
Let's just be happy. You got to win. Winning's hard in the NFL. I'll give you that cliche. You got the win. Just be happy for this week. Let's not worry about next year. Are we making a play? Like, leave all that alone and just be happy. Aaron Glenn, the guy you hired that you all were fired up about in the offseason, got his first win.
And the Bengals erased their great Thursday night win. Getting horns down over there. Great Thursday night win against Pittsburgh last week means nothing now. And, of course, we know the Bengals defense still has a number of issues. All right, next one. Eagles defeat the Giants 38-20. Barkley breakout. Nothing special there, but damn, it started on the first drive of the game. Run off left tackle. There goes Saquon Barkley. And it kind of felt like, uh-oh, there goes the damn game right there.
It's exactly what it felt like. You're going in, everybody's like, we were sitting there talking. It was a little bit of a belief like, the Giants caught the Eagles. They're going to be pissed. They might come and blow them out. And then, early Coach Dungy was like, I don't think so. And then we see Barkley go. We're like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
But again, to the Giants' credit, and I know we're going to get into it.
Right.
They fought. And there were calls in this game that were horrible.
There's no
just
doubt.
Horrible.
The most atrociously reffed football game of the day was the Giants-Eagles game. All right? And I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, yeah, the Giants might have won. I get it. The Eagles outplayed them. So, sure. But there was moments in the game here with some of these calls where you go, whoa, this could get really interesting if they make the stop. The tush-push fumble that they said the play was dead, where Thibodeau strips the ball out of Jalen Hurts, absolutely drives me crazy.
Ridiculous.
We get mad every week because they push the pile on the offense for 5 and 6 seconds all the time, every game. Here's one where it's in the heart of the play. I mean, he's still reaching, trying to work his way to get a first down. And they said the whistle blew, which it didn't. We've yet to hear a whistle blow on any TV screen. Thibodeau recovered the ball. So what happens? Next play, they score a touchdown. That was a huge moment.
Then we had a false start by Mailata. A play or 2 plays later.
They called it on Thibodeau jumping off sides.
And it was like as clear as day.
Mailata was laughing because he know he got away with it.
Yep.
What happens?
Touchdown.
Next play, touchdown pass. Then we had the Darius Slay offensive pass interference. Darius Slayton, excuse me. We're in Pittsburgh. I'm confused. Darius Slayton, long touchdown pass, gets called back for offensive pass interference. And I'm pro defense, you know that. And I like them to call offensive pass interference more. Quinyon Mitchell pushed him, held him, pulled the jersey, and they called it on Darius. That's a 21 points that happened because of the referees. And again, that was an issue to me. Good for the Philadelphia Eagles. They did play better. The offense is certainly looking better the last few weeks. Jalen Hurts looks more comfortable, and maybe they're going to get this run game going. I'll give the Giants credit, though, for battling in a game that I thought they were definitely not going to show up for after last week's heartbreaker against the Broncos.
Continue to battle after Cam Scatterboo got hurt. Horrific injury. He goes down. They still keep fighting. Again, I'll keep saying it. There's an encouragement and a hope in the Giants. Jackson Dart is each week showing us more and more. It's not the crazy runs. And even though he's scrambling to pick up first downs, he's protecting himself a little bit more. He's starting to look more and more like a starting good NFL quarterback. You got to be excited. Eagles got the bye week, but there's a little concern. Saquon came up gimpy, said it was a groin. Now, we both saw he was laughing and smiling on the sideline, which was a positive at the end of the game. But they need that guy out there. Like that's a must for them.
He's a game breaker. Your point with Jackson Dart, he's an elite playmaker. I think that's where I've gotten to. He's still figuring out quarterback totally. And I'd say to all those people out there who like the Giants and watching the Giants play, I'd go, hey, look how many. He doesn't throw that many throws on rhythm where you go, oh, people aren't open. He took a 5-step drop, hitch, throw, boom. A lot of his throws and plays are him moving in the pocket and making it happen. That's what is amazing to me. But either way, Eagles, as we know, big plays. Maybe they have figured some things out on the offensive side of the ball. And I think either way, if they just get the run game going and get people back to, oh, no, we got to worry about the run. Now we got to play one-on-one on the outside. And we know Hurts is a very good deep ball thrower. They don't need much more than that to be a really successful team. Exactly. All right. That was Give Me the Headlines presented by Hyundai. Appreciate that. That was pretty good. I worked hard on those all day long. All right, everybody, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to finish with Devin's favorite team and his man crush, Drake May. We'll see you right after the break. I'm going to go hang with these crazy Steeler fans for a minute.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use promo code CORNERBACK when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Oh, there you go. You see the AFC Championship odds. Holy shit, have they changed in a hurry. I'll tell you that much. It's unbelievable the Chiefs are 4-3 and they're at the top. But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I agree with you.
But it's still open. I mean, it's wide open. I don't look at the Chiefs, and they're on the right trajectory. Don't get me wrong. But, man, the Colts, the Broncos, we know the Bills, Josh Allen are going to stay in this a little bit. Your Patriots, I think, are the real deal. So it's wide open in the AFC right now. It's actually a great year, I think, on both conferences, because I feel like when we usually get to this time of the year, you get whittled down a little bit to go.
Yep.
There's like 3 or 4 teams that look a little bit better than everybody else, and I don't feel like that's the case right now. I feel like we got like 7 or 8 where I'm like, man, they're all really close. And it might just depend on the matchup and where the game's at and how it goes that way.
And I think that's such a key thing, the matchup.
Right.
Like, I remember being in seasons where it's like, if we get the 1 seed and the way it'll play out, we think this team will win.
Yeah.
We'll beat that team.
Yeah.
Like, in 2019, like, I remember being in the playoffs, and it's crazy to say, but we felt like we had a better matchup with Kansas City than we did with the Tennessee Titans and their style of play.
Right.
And I think that's serious, that's real once you get to the playoffs. It's 1 game. Like, that's the only game you got to win to advance. So who you match up with is huge.
I say a lot. You might be better than that team in totality.
Yep.
It doesn't mean you match up right with them.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what we'll see here. But it's proven to be an awesome football season that way. We're sitting out here. We're in Pittsburgh. We got the Steeler fans. They're here. Yeah, what's up? Oh, and you got some Packer fans here, too.
We got the Go Pack, Go
You got Go Pack, Go. It's actually, though, a very respectful crowd.
Yeah,
I'll say that. They really are.
It's a lot of
They're getting
love
along
out
with
here.
each other. I only had one person tell me I suck. I told him he sucked right back, and he ran. So just so you know, all right? I just wanted to fill you in on that.
We can stay right on this game.
We're staying here. Let's stay Packer Steeler.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, it's wrapping up. We got 45 seconds
45
left in the
seconds.
game.
It's 35-25 as we sit here right now. I think the crazy thing to me about this football game is we went into the half, and I went, man, Green Bay can't run. All they can do is throw the football. It's so reliant on Jordan Love. Pittsburgh looks like they're in control and going to be able to kind of, slow drive, be efficient.
Yep.
Defense will make enough plays to where it looked like they were just going to wear them down. But then we got the third quarter. Jordan Love gets hit.
Yep.
On the blitz,
throws
one up to Tucker Kraft, and I felt like the game changed from that moment on.
And then remember, the next possession we were talking about, before that possession, it was Wyatt jumps on a 3rd and I think 3.
The Pittsburgh's first drive of the 3rd quarter, right.
Clearly offsides.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers thinks he's got him, got a free play, ball gets broken up. Aaron Rodgers is a little mad about the pass breakup, but then he turns and he's like,
what? Where's the flag?
Offsides?
And it was obvious.
And then after that, Green Bay got rolling. And that was it. And that was a big moment in the game tonight to kind of get it flipped around. But again, I thought Green Bay handing the ball off to Wilson was a difference in the game. And Rodney talked about it. The miscommunication and the errors
in the
Pittsburgh secondary
Holy
is
crap.
ridiculous.
I know.
Mike Tomlin, Terrell Austin, defensive-minded coaches that have done an unbelievable job throughout the history of their time in the NFL. And it's like they just can't get this group playing together. And it's a star-studded group. Like, they have good players, big names all over.
Yeah.
And I get it if we were talking about, hey, Slay's a little bit older, the play's not
right.
But miscommunication and just cutting guys loose, I guess, ridiculous.
Cutting guys loose, and then I think to at least they're not super talented in the back end.
Yep.
So you
Big
can't
names,
mess up schematically and then not be, in the prime of your career and super talented either. I mean, that's an issue with them. But hey, overall, we knew Green Bay is one of the most talented teams in football. They are. They got to get this run game right. But you're right. Wilson looked different tonight.
Yeah.
Wilson hits the hole. I think that's the difference there. It seems like he just gets the ball and he goes, they told me to run there, and I'm going to go like a bat out of hell, and I'm going to run through there. Where Jacobs kind of hops and tries to find a lane before he kind of hits the gas pedal, which isn't wrong. But right now, for the way Green Bay's run blocking and whatever else, Wilson seems to be a little bit better fit that way.
Wilson 11 carries, Jacobs 13.
It showed. You kind of pointed it out to me, I think, early third quarter. You're like, Wilson gives us some juice, and there's no denying it.
And being in Pittsburgh, it reminded me of playing against the Steelers, Le'Veon Bell. Super patient, high behind the line, find the hole. Then James Conner would come in, and you were like, holy shit, we got to know it. Because, I mean, any small gap, he was
going right through it, right.
And as a defense, you don't game plan for the backup. You game plan for the starting running back.
Yeah.
So that changeup usually hurts a defense sometimes.
Green Bay, Jordan Love, big plays. Not only the Tucker Kraft play that we talked about, then the next drive they followed up with he scrambles out to the right, gets outside of contain, and throws the big ball down the field to Christian Watson, where we think Juan Thornhill's going to intercept it, but it goes over his head as a free safety.
And he loses the post.
Right, you can't do that. That's a no-no in the NFL as far as nobody gets behind you when you're in the middle of the field safety. That should not happen. But again, Green Bay, their ability to make plays, and I think the reason I bring up that play, Christian Watson, I know they were super excited about having him back. I got the sense from Green Bay that Christian Watson's Jordan Love's favorite receiver. And then, of course, we know Christian Watson can fly.
Yep.
So I think he can open up the field for the rest of the offense. And I think there was an effect there tonight. We talked about Tucker Kraft. He's arguably the best tight end in football, if not, top 3 or 4 for sure. And between Pittsburgh on the defensive side of the ball, and then offensively, it's good, but not wowing. You just feel like the game has to go a certain way for Pittsburgh. They're limited in how they can win games.
And now you sit here, like we talked about earlier with Baltimore, and they can find a rhythm, all of a sudden it's like, I don't know. And I think Pittsburgh has to find a way to steal some of these games. Like, you're playing against a good Packers team, but you're controlling the game. We can't lose control of the game. But again, it all goes back to me for Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers has been above and beyond what we kind of expected from this offense. This defense has to step up.
Definitely. They're not holding up their end of the bargain.
We had one fan walk by us, and he's killing T.J. Watt.
Right.
He's invisible, blah, blah. Whatever it is, like this deep, they have to find a way to play to their strengths. And I don't know if that's exactly how they're playing right now, or if they have to change some things up to find a way. How do we get the most out of this group?
I'm not blown away by their creativity on the defensive side of the ball this year when I watch it on film. And, of course, like you said, the second level, linebackers don't make a lot of plays. Secondary, a lot of space to throw the football, right? Green Bay, if they can get a little more balance on the offensive side of the ball and start running the ball, I know they can be dangerous.
Yeah.
The only question I feel like I got about Green Bay, because I'm going to say I got faith in their run game to get going eventually here, but the only thing I question a little bit is their corner play.
Yeah.
That to me is the only thing I look at, and I know we had some conversations before the game, and we know that the Green Bay coaches were a little worried about, like, hey, we know Aaron likes to throw the ball quick. He's going to throw it short. We can't be playing 7-8 yards off in zone coverage. We're going to have to challenge them a little bit tonight. I think we saw that. But I still think it's a area of concern, and I would not be shocked if I saw Green Bay dive into the cover corner market for the trade deadline. That would be one thing to watch out for me.
One of the differences tonight, Carrington Valentine.
Yeah,
We kept seeing him show up in good position, making plays. And if we're honest, in Green Bay, when they've played well, whether it was a Washington game where Keyshawn Nixon had 5 pass breakups, when that corner group has played well, the defense is usually dominated and played good
because
football.
you know that pass rush is going to get there.
Exactly.
And they're pretty creative. What do they do with the pass rush under Jeff Hafley and all that? Big win for Green Bay. Really. There's a trap game here tonight. You're going into Pittsburgh, and the game.
It's all about Rodgers.
It's all about Rodgers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to feel, oh, shit, hey, Rodgers wants to win.
Yep.
The receiver coach is going in the receiver room like, hey, you know it's a big one for our quarterback. Yeah. The head coach is saying that to people. And for Green Bay to be down at the half the way they were and then to come back and absolutely just dominate the second half, good on them. And hopefully this continues because Green Bay gives me a little bit of like Philadelphia vibes where I just go, I want more from you. You're too good to be messing around with teams and some of the teams that are not in your class at times.
When they say don't play with your food.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. Yep. All right, next game. Colts-Titans. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time here because, first off, I don't even know where to start with the Colts. The thing I always say about the Colts offense is just you can't be right. You can't be right. Yeah. They have so many answers, and they have so many built-in answers in their offense to where if you overplay something, they have something for you. And, you overplay the run game? Okay, well, play action or RPO, creative pass is going to come back at you. Overplaying the run game. You play too much pass defense, they can just run the ball up the middle and make huge explosive plays with Jonathan Taylor. So that's where I look at, and of course their defense continues to be impressive as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a versatility that the offense has, but it's also the versatility individually that the players have.
Yeah,
Jonathan Taylor, yes, he's a good running back. Oh, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Tyler Warren, yes, he's a good tight end. Yes, he can show up in the run game a little bit. Yes, he can line up at fullback and run a route from the backfield. Yes, Alec Pierce goes deep, but he also has gotten better at creating separation.
Right.
Michael Pittman Jr., he's a little bit of the bully out there, but he also can go deep. Oh, yeah, Downs is a versatile piece, and then A.D. Mitchell, when he has his head on straight, he's one of the toughest covers. So, like, you just have all these options that they're using, and what I love is their style of play, and it works for them. We have to come out of the game swinging as an offense. Go make plays, go convert early, because if we let Lou Anarumo and that defense dial up different blitzes, not have to defend
his crazy zones and all that.
Yes, we get them in long passing situations. We get them in, make them one-dimensional. Now that defense shows up because they've had some issues with injuries at corner.
Right.
Ward's been out. Kenny Moore was out a little bit. So when they're able to play that way, they're tough to beat. Look at this.
The pack going strong right now.
Love is in the air.
They're coming in here. Oh, man, love is in the air in Mr. Rodgers' neighborhood. That's a good one. That's a good one. I hear, you know what I've said about the Colts a few times, and I want to hear you, because I don't think I've said this to you. They remind me at times of your Patriots teams, where it's like Tom goes and scores. You guys let the other team drive, but they only get a field goal.
Yes.
Tom goes and scores another touchdown. They drive. You guys bend, but you don't break.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, we're even, but we're down 14-6. And they give me vibes of that right now.
And then the difference is, when that happens, you're 1 or 2 turnovers away from the game being blown wide open.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because your offense is that good.
Right.
Now, if you finish top 10 in the NFL in turnovers, you're giving this high-powered offense 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 more possessions, the game's over.
Yeah.
And that's what ends up happening. They have 1 turnover there. And again, I will give the Titans credit. They started this game. They fought tough. That first half was neck and neck.
First half, we
My
were
brother
like, they're
called the
hanging.
game. I texted him and said, hey, first half feels close. He was like, yeah, Titans are hanging around. Ward made some throws.
Right.
Spears had a big run. He said, but I think they're going to get rolled on a little bit in the second half.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. The better team showed up and finished the game.
It's going to take a special team to keep pace with the Indianapolis Colts. That's just the bottom line. And we got a question from @DJ Mostache. Okay, what up, DJ Mostache? Can Jonathan Taylor win the MVP? Yes. Because I don't think – I mean, we got a lot of quarterbacks that are playing at a high level.
He can't.
But you just think it's automatically quarterback?
If they finish,
Daniel Jones is going to get it. Well, that's what I was going to go to.
That's my only thing.
Well, that's what bothers me about that, even that question, and not personally to you, DJ Mostache. It's just that usually in these type of situations with a quarterback playing of that quality, we'd go, wait, the quarterback deserves the MVP.
Yeah.
But because it's Daniel Jones and his history, it's like, let's go to Jonathan Taylor. And I'm not saying you're wrong, DJ Mostache, because Jonathan Taylor deserves to be in that conversation 100%. I'm just talking about how the conversation changes sometimes according to the player. But I'd love to see him continue to be in the race. And I think we don't have a quarterback just running away with things right now with crazy stats.
The interesting thing will be as we creep into November, does a team get hot and for the rest of the season lose 1 or 2 more games like a Buffalo Bills,
right.
and it's because Josh Allen's spectacular, then I think there's a thing. If the Kansas City Chiefs don't lose another game, and it's because of Patrick Mahomes, like, he takes the MVP to me.
I hear that, and I think he'd be deserving of that now, especially with the way their team was early on and how they kind of weathered that storm. All right,
let's get to it.
Time.
Let's get to it.
All right.
Oh, look at that jersey right there. Look at that jersey right there.
Look at this guy.
We got a Christian Gonzalez jersey.
All right,
right
we're
as
going
we
Patriots
start talking about
to beat the Browns 32-13. Go ahead, just lead the damn thing off. Go ahead, take control.
I was a little worried about this game.
Yeah.
I thought for the Patriots coming into this game, I thought Cleveland would create a different challenge. They're going to get in your face. They're going to play these receivers tough. They're going to make it hard on Drake May. Look, New England had a plan for Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
They were chipping him. They were doubling him. He finished the game with 5 sacks.
Right.
And it's very rare that we say a game, hey, a guy had 5 sacks, but it really didn't impact the game that much, which is ridiculous. And, like, some of the sacks held New England a field goal.
Yeah.
But again, we'll keep saying it because Cleveland can't capitalize. They had one good drive just early in the game. They go down, they score a touchdown, and that was it, really. Like, nothing else. And it's not due to, like, the defense not making some plays and getting some stops. It's just hard. And again, Josh McDaniels and Drake May, this bond. And Josh, I talked to Josh McDaniels. He said it. I love this kid.
I know he does.
He said he's spectacular. He wants to get better. He wants to be great. You're seeing the connection grow more and more. They're giving him everything, and it's showing.
I'm not going to say they give me Colts vibes, but their offense has answers for everything. Yeah. It doesn't really matter.
They just don't have the talent, I think, of the Colts players.
Exactly right. That's it. They don't have quite the talent there all around, but got some of that element there. And the quarterback is on fire playing the way he is. Unreal deep ball thrower, buys time. And one of the things, and I know we talked about this a lot today, but just don't let Cleveland's defense win the game. Yep. That's really when you play Cleveland, and this is where I thought they would win the game because of Mike Vrabel and everything they do. He would know, like, hey, let's be careful here. We can beat them if we're just a little conservative on offense. Patriots ran the ball well again. Once again, and on the edge, because I think they were like, man, if Cleveland's going to have all these people at the line of scrimmage, let's toss it outside and do that. And once they got the run game going a little early, I feel like Cleveland panics. They put too many people at the line of scrimmage. And also, we started seeing wide open people in the passing game, too. Right?
And I love right here, Vrabel said, when their gimmick plays ran out, I thought we played pretty good defense. And I think that was a mindset. You just weather the storm.
Yeah.
And I think New England, there's 2 things that, to me, get me a little worried. They don't open a game well on defense at all. They give up a lot of opening drive touchdowns when their defense goes out. And the fumbles. Like, the running backs, Travion Henderson had another fumble today.
Going in to
score. They
just
can't protect the ball.
And
I think, again, they're beating some teams that, if we're being honest, they're just not that good. When they play against the better teams, they have Tampa Bay coming up on the schedule, an aggressive defense that creates turnovers, you're not going to be able to play that way. So those 2 things concern me a little bit with the Patriots.
Yeah, I get you. They're still young. They're still young.
You're right.
They're still learning how to win and do all that. But, damn, they're 6-2, and their quarterback deserves to be in the MVP conversation as well. I mean, plain and simple. There's no denying it. Drake May is playing as good as anybody in the sport right now. Every week, it's efficient. It's not dink and dunk passes. He's throwing the ball down the field. And we got a question here at PatsFan0910. He goes, Drake May, the best deep ball thrower in the NFL. It's up there. He's in the combo.
Like it right now.
He is right now. I mean, I feel like over the last 5 weeks, man, I can't think of many like, oh, this guy was open down the field and he missed the throw. It's been on the money consistently.
And we got to give, as we move on, Myles Garrett. I mean, 5 sacks today, but 112 sacks before the age of 30. It's ridiculous. By the age of 30, like that is phenomenal. This guy has won on he's won individually on bad teams. To go out there and knowing that the whole game plan is revolved around you, phenomenal. Myles Garrett, hats off to him.
For a legend, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Easily.
And here are these stats of it. First off, he passes Reggie White, like you said, to be the most sacks before 30. I didn't ever think I'd say that in a sentence. I grew up watching Reggie White knock my dad's head off, and he was the best defensive player I ever saw in my life. And then off of that, Derek, first player to lose with 5 sacks, Myles Garrett, since Derek Thomas, 1990. And just to give you a little history on that game, because I remember it off the top of my head, Derek Thomas had 7 sacks against the Seattle Seahawks. On the last play of the game, Dave Craig, the quarterback of the Seahawks, he goes to sack him, and he ducks under Derek Thomas and throws a touchdown to win the game. He's going to have his 8th sack. They lose on the last play of the game because the quarterback got out of it.
So the key is not getting all those sacks.
I guess not. Either way, the key was you were supposed to be very impressed with my history lesson.
I know
right
that. I'm not surprised by you.
Okay, good.
You're like an encyclopedia.
Good answer.
Not that kids know what an encyclopedia is.
Yeah, that's over too. Buccaneers 23-3. The Packers fans are going crazy here
this is
right
wild,
now.
man.
It is.
You would think
They had
it's
a great showing
game,
tonight,
though.
but they're going strong right now. I'm loving it. But Buccaneers 23-3 win. The Buccaneers defense, the amount of plays they made today, like holy crap, sacks, turnovers, touchdowns, did it all. My man Nelson, it's Anthony Nelson, right?
Yeah.
Defensive lineman number 98. He starts off the game with the tip pass interception.
That's what got it rolling.
And that's what got him rolling because their offense was kind of struggling early on in the game. Got stopped on 4 straight run plays from the 1-foot line. Couldn't get in. So you felt like the game was kind of in balance, but man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense made play after play after play.
Can't play Tampa like that.
No.
When you're on offense, you can't play on your heels where you don't know what's really come. Because now Todd Bowles is like, oh, we're drawing it up. And they had the linebackers, both what we call mug, both linebackers in each A-gap. Then they're popping out. D-linemen are popping out. Then the nickels. Like, they had guys coming from everywhere. And you have young quarterbacks. You have Rattler out there. Then you bench Rattler. You put Shuck in. Now he's there.
He's throwing interceptions.
First drive, he throws an interception to Winfield Jr. He's like, whoa, get me out of this thing, too. So, again, credit to the Bucs, especially coming off a tough Monday night loss in Detroit, to come back, regroup. Now they'll go on their bye, try to get healthy, and then try to, finish the season off the right way.
Tampa Bay's a Super Bowl quality team. I look at them just like Detroit, Philadelphia, the Rams, the Green Bay Packers, right? Am I missing
Lions.
any? Yeah, the Lions, exactly right. I mean, they're in the upper echelon.
NFC,
yeah, the NFC is tough. I mean, it really is. I think the best teams are in the NFC right now, but we'll see if that continues to be true. Causing turnovers. I think we'll see Tyler Shuck for the Saints as we go forward. I want to bring up one play again here, too, because it's a theme of the day, okay? Just the refs, I don't know what was going on today. I don't know. We had the fumble that Antoine Winfield picks up and returns for a touchdown that gets called back because they said the whistle blew, and that didn't happen. And, again, I just thought that was another moment of, like, it fortunately didn't matter in the football game, but in that moment during the game, it did matter because it was exactly right. It was still a tight football game. Yeah. Exactly right. Yep. But that was a crazy moment. Antoine Winfield, when he's back on the field, they're a special defense.
He had a special
Buccaneers get healthy on the offensive side of the ball after the bye. Watch out. Last game here, Dolphins-Falcons, shocker of the day for me. 34-10. Falcons got embarrassed last week on Sunday Night Football against the 49ers. I thought for sure they'd bounce back. Man, the Miami with everything swirling around down there and all the talk. A lot of credit to Mike McDaniel and Tua. They whooped the crap out of the Atlanta Falcons today.
I just don't get Atlanta because
I don't either.
I would love to tell the people listening, hey, Miami did this and Miami did. Atlanta just didn't show up. Like, yeah, Miami did things well. I thought they finally ran Achane more, and they said, you know what, we're going to build this off of Achane. But again, the Atlanta defense had played good. Last week they gave up a lot of runs to Christian McCaffrey. It seemed like San Fran got the run game going against them.
Right.
But it's just like, hey, you can't no-show in this league. You can't choose, hey, tonight we're going to go play, and you go on a Monday night, and you go out there and you play well against the Buffalo Bills, win, and then you say, you know what, the next 2 weeks, to hell with it. You can't play that way in Atlanta. They keep showing up that way. I think that comes again. We give credit when teams show up and play. We say, hey, great leadership in the locker room and the head coach. I think right now Atlanta has to find
something's not there.
Who's the leaders in the locker room that's going to say, hey, no more of this. We can't do this.
I don't watch them and look at a team and go, like, I feel like if we watch a game, we know the 3 or 4 leaders on every team.
Yep.
I don't know if I can really pick it out in Atlanta, right? And I think the head coach is probably going to be tougher on the team, too. It's both of those things together there. I respect the hell out of Raheem Morris, but these roller coaster rides of a season of what they're doing right now, at some point goes back onto the coach and going, wait, something's not right with our preparation on a week-to-week basis.
Figure out your team and what you might need to do different.
Yeah, what you need to do to motivate, self-motivate, whatever it is. But, yeah, they're all over the place. Kirk Cousins, of course, made no plays. Offense didn't look good. Tua, you said the run game was good, and then receivers wide open everywhere. Everywhere. Atlanta's got a chance at one point to kind of make it a game. Kirk Cousins hits 2 big passes. Bijan Robinson knocks the ball out of his hands. His knee forces a fumble as they're going in to score, and that kind of felt like it was the game because it was 17-3, I believe, at that moment. It might have been 10-3 if I'm getting this right. I want to make sure here. No, it was 17-3, and then the Dolphins went down and made it 24-3, and that was night for that football game.
I'm interested to see Miami ran the ball 37 times.
I don't remember that ever.
37 times.
Right.
Hey, I get it. The offense, you get to talk about it. It's pretty. Maybe this is your formula.
Yeah.
You gave the ball to 3 different backs.
Right.
Maybe you run them. Maybe you just run Achane, you run Ollie Gordon, you run Wright, and you run these guys.
They can't play through the pass, so do that way. You're right.
It is what it is. 2 of 26 attempts. You ran the ball 37 times.
That's a great stat line. 20 for 26. Play that way. You're right. It'll help the defense. It'll keep them fresh on that side of the ball. They might have found something.
Yeah.
They
just don't stick with it usually.
Right. I'm excited for that Thursday night game against 2 losing teams, Ravens and Dolphins.
Yeah,
all right.
I am too.
The
best losing team game we can get.
Seriously, it's as good as it can get on a Thursday night, and hopefully we got Lamar back. All right, you know where to find us. Subscribe, rate, review. All right, we're back here. Thanks for tuning into the NBC YouTube page. If you're watching us, I appreciate you. I know I ditched you, but I love you.
Yeah,
I just can't stay up late and get up early every morning.
You
so
think
I had
I'm
to
angry
go.
about getting
I know you're not.
sleep?
I know you're not. And on the way out, what's up? What's up, baby?
What we got
on the
going
way
on
out?
here?
Let's go, Buffaloes! Oh, baby! Packers. Sorry. Yo, homies, it's time to watch some games. That's right. We're on to the NFL season here with Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, Sunday night recaps after every game, and much, much more.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. Remember, subscribe. Peace out.